I'm Skylar from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. I think I decided when I was born that I liked my mom way more than my dad. That's probably because she's always saving me from my dad's crazy antics. Mom owned a pet shop in the neighborhood that had been in our family for generations. It was like the ultimate hangout for me and my besties when I was a little kid. Oh, and I've got a twin sister, Ellie, who's super close to Dad, no clue why. If there were an award for the messiest, most irresponsible guy ever, he'd surely win. And I'm totally grossed out by Dad's mess. Daddy, why did you throw your muddy boots on the sofa again?
Are you saying something, honey? I can't hear you.
Maybe you would if you stopped playing the video game.
Shut up! You're so annoying! Can't you let us have some fun, you parrot?
I threw the boot at Ellie when she said that. But I couldn't do the same to Dad because he was my dad. He works part-time as a delivery guy for a pizza place nearby. And when he's not doing that, he does nothing but play video games and make a mess. But once when I was in first grade, he really went too far. He took Ellie and me to the playground. While we were playing on the slide, he went off to play football with some boys. Ellie and I didn't realize how much time had passed until it got dark. We got worried looking for our beloved dad, but we couldn't find him anywhere.
Skylar, Dad ditched us. I don't know the way back home.
I don't either, but it's okay. We have each other. We'll be fine. Then, I suddenly remembered the playground was near Mom's pet shop, and I took Ellie's hand and made my way there. Luckily, we got there just as Mom was closing up the shop to head home. She took us back fuming, and we found Dad on the couch in his muddy, stinky clothes playing games with a VR headset on.
Oh, I thought it was the sound of a monster showing up. Hurry up, ladies. Don't let the big man starve. It's dinner time.
He didn't even realize he'd left us at the playground. A huge fight broke out between them. It was the biggest one ever. And just like the saying goes, no man can ever win an argument with a woman, not even the messiest man alive. So the next day, Dad packed up his bags and left, saying he was moving in with his mom and, well, he never visited or came back. Ellie was super upset, but I was secretly relieved, and Mom seemed happier too. Good riddance. Men were the worst. Growing up, I even avoided talking to boys my age. I was totally convinced they were all just as messy and careless as Dad. Like once in 5th grade, the teacher made a boy sit next to me for a history class activity, and he was a total chatterbox. Worse, he messed up the order of all my markers.
Dude, why didn't we just keep moving on all fours?
Ma'am, where can I find a no-boys class?
It's not possible, Skylar. You'll have to learn to get along with everybody, yes, even the boys.
The boy grinned at me, and I grabbed a marker and crippled all over his face. The teacher called my mom, and I got a bunch of lectures. But nothing could change my mind. Boys were icky, and I hated them. Soon after, I discovered something I was really into, acting. I joined the drama club, and there I found myself fighting for the lead roles every year with a girl named Lily. I mostly beat her to them, and obviously she hated me. By the time we were in high school, all the boys knew I had sent a few chatterbox boys to the hospital, so they started to be scared of me. Lily wouldn't stop annoying me about it.
Who are you going to go to prom with? Your cat. Do you stay away from the boys because you know you're ugly and no one will like you?
Once, I walked into the girls' bathroom at the club while she was washing up and she shrieked.
Oh my god, are you trying to get a peek at me? I know you're into girls, but don't even think about me.
Yikes! No, even if I was into girls, I have good taste, Lily. But she spread rumors around the school that I had been staring at her body and that I might be hiding somewhere in the girls' locker room or bathroom.
Why don't you go and prove her wrong? Go on, just talk to a boy.
I'd rather sprinkle cat litter on broccoli and eat that.
Yuck, you're a savage and so weird.
Yeah, Ellie was nothing like me. She was really popular with the guys, and she was always dating one. And I was always afraid she'd end up choosing someone exactly like Dad. Once she was getting ready to go out with a boy I knew was a jerk, but she wouldn't listen to me, so I had to do something myself that evening. I opened the door when he knocked. So you're Mark? No, wait. She said he's hot. Are you Shane?
No.
He comes on a motorbike every time. You must be the rich donkey she was talking about?
What? She said that. And who are all these guys?
Who knows? Maybe it's those other donkeys. Maybe you should ask Peter. He and Ellie have been pretty tight lately. He got pissed and left, and when Ellie found out, she was furious.
Now you're spoiling my chances too. Okay, what's up with you and boys? Don't you find them cute and fun?
I find them useless and annoying, and I don't know why you're dying to be with one. You're too young anyway. Just stay away from them. But she'd never do that. One evening, I realized that I'd left some important notes in my locker, and I had to go back to school to get them. Just then, I heard a beautiful voice from the boys' locker room. I took a peek through the door and saw someone singing along with his guitar. It was Parker, the quiet millionaire who joined school a week ago and had all the girls drooling. I stood there quietly and continued to listen until he stopped and looked right at me.
So do you like it?
Oh God, he saw me. It didn't make my ears bleed, so I guess it was all right.
You're the famous man-hater, aren't you? I'm flattered to have you as a fan, but I'll have to give you my autograph another time. I don't have a pen right now.
Oh, that's too bad. I want to cry, but I left my hanky at home.
I'd offer you mine, but it's full of boogers. Anyway, what are you doing here so late?
I got bored and decided to find my Prince Charming here at school, and you?
Same reason. I was waiting for someone as pretty as you to secretly listen to me as I sing.
So is this the part where we fall in love and start dating?
No! I think we should get married right away and have kids!
Suddenly I noticed his boots. They were covered with mud. You know, there's a reason I stay away from boys, and I'm certain you're no different. With that, I walked away. This Parker seemed really full of himself. And to my dismay, I found out a few days later that he was being paired with me as the lead in the school play. But he seemed more disappointed than me.
Ma'am, can't we choose someone else to play the heroine's part?
What's your problem? Why are you trying to get me out of the play?
Because I don't want to play the part with a girl who's allergic to boys. We'll have no chemistry.
I don't have to like you to be good at acting. I can fake chemistry.
There's a kissing scene. You sure you're up for it?
Yeah, I'm a professional and we don't need to practice it. We can just do it on the day of the play.
Fine by me. I'm an expert anyway.
We started rehearsing soon with Lily as my understudy, but her main role seemed to be flirting with Parker. And he was just as annoying as any boy I'd ever met. He was late for rehearsals, he was always eating on set and making a mess, and he had to take 100 breaks. But I had to admit he was a good actor and was perfect for the part. A few days later, we were doing a dress rehearsal, and soon after wearing my costume, my back really started to itch. I somehow made it through my part and then rushed to the dressing room. I looked at my back in the mirror at the huge, ugly burn mark I've had since I've been in an accident when I was 8 years old. The costume's material had really irritated my scar, and it was all red and itchy. I took a picture in the mirror to send to my skin doctor and then quickly changed into my clothes. But as I picked up my phone again, I realized that I'd sent the picture to freaking Parker.
Oh my God!
Feeling panicked, I texted him that I sent the picture by mistake, but he never replied. I just slipped out and headed home, feeling really worried. I was certain that jerk would show it to everyone, especially Lily. But the next day when I went to school, no one was looking at me weirdly or talking about me. No one brought it up at all. Later, I spotted Parker by himself in the hallway and I walked over to him. Hey, listen, thank you for not sharing that picture with anyone. I know I'm an ugly freak.
What picture?
The one I sent you yesterday.
I'm pretty sure you didn't see our chat. No picture here.
He looked up at me and smiled, and I found myself smiling back.
Wow, that's the first time I've seen you smiling. I don't think you should do that. It's not a great look on you.
I just rolled my eyes and walked away. Okay, he wasn't a jerk, but he was still annoying. But it was nice of him to pretend he didn't receive the picture to not embarrass me. When the day of the play finally came, I was super excited. Our performances were going really smoothly. Well, until the kissing scene.
What are you doing? You're supposed to kiss me now?
Yeah, I know that. I'm just getting ready.
It's just a kiss. Kiss me, Skylar.
Fine.
I put my hands on his face and my heart was racing as our lips touched. I felt something I'd never felt before, and I was kind of disappointed when he pulled away and started saying his next dialogue. Back at home, Ellie couldn't stop teasing me about the kiss and our chemistry on stage, which I completely denied and slammed the door in her face. But I couldn't stop thinking about the kiss all night. Was I catching feelings for Parker? But the next morning, I forgot all about it when I went down for breakfast and found Mom crying. Mom, what's wrong? What happened?
I'm going to lose the pet house.
It turned out that Mom had taken a big loan a while back from an investment company to keep the pet shop running. But lately, she hadn't been able to make the payments on time. And now the company was demanding that she pay it immediately. And the investment company belonged to Lily's dad.
I'll have to sell the pet house. It's not been doing well for a while, and I'm just not making enough.
But Mom, you love it. Everyone in the neighborhood loves it. It's been around for 30 years. There has to be a way we can save it.
I don't think there is, honey.
I felt really heavy-hearted when I went to school that day. I was sitting alone on the bleachers at recess when suddenly Parker joined me.
What's up with your face today?
And to my horror, I started to cry. I buried my face in my arms as I sobbed, and I felt Parker putting his arm around me.
Hey, what's going on? Do you want to talk about it?
And I found myself telling him everything. When I was done, he handed me his hanky and looked at me.
I might have a solution for your problem.
What? What do you mean?
I guess you don't know that Lily's dad and my dad are business partners. They both own that investment company. I'll talk to my dad today and ask him to make the loan payments easier for you guys. I don't want you to lose that pet shop. It seems like it means a lot to you.
Do you really mean that? Will your dad agree?
He will, I promise.
I was so thrilled that I threw my arms around him in a bear hug. He hugged me too, and we just stayed like that for a while. Parker, did you just smell my hair?
What? No, I didn't.
Why are you helping me?
Because I'm not a jerk.
Is that all?
Yeah, don't worry. I wouldn't fall for someone who's decided to hate boys for all eternity.
Well, maybe I don't hate you. Parker's face suddenly lit up, and he drew me close and kissed me, and it felt amazing. True to his word, Parker talked to his dad, and Mom was ecstatic when the company told her they changed their decision. And Parker and I, well, much to everyone's surprise and Lily's anger, we started dating. I couldn't believe I had a boyfriend. Prom came around a few months later, and when Ellie and I reached school, I spotted Parker from afar looking so cute. I walked up to him and was about to kiss him when he suddenly stopped me.
Hey, Skylar, wait, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Okay, why the serious face? He led me out of the hall and then he spoke.
Listen, I hate that I'm ruining prom for you, but I just have to tell you now our company is facing some losses and Lily's dad is insisting that we collect all outstanding loans, so I'm afraid your mom will have to make the full payment very soon. I am so sorry.
I felt the ground slip beneath my feet. Are you kidding me? You promised and now you're just breaking it just like that.
It's not my decision, Skylar. I don't own the company.
Then maybe it wasn't your promise to make either. Did you just do it to get together with me? To win me over and you never really meant it?
What are you talking about? Of course, I meant it. I tried to help you. Can't you at least see that?
No, all I can see is that you gave us false hope. I would have been better if you hadn't. Why is everyone so disappointing?
Well, maybe your standards are too freaking high.
Well, maybe I'm just better off alone. I stormed out of there in angry tears. I'd made a mistake believing a stupid boy, and even a bigger mistake of falling for him. High school had come to an end, and Ellie and I helped Mom pack up the shop over the summer. It broke our hearts to lose it, but there was nothing we could do. One day, as Ellie and I were going back home, we walked past a cafe where I spotted several kids from school, including Parker and Lily, and she was clinging onto his arm. Ellie saw my face and said,
You don't know they're together, Skylar.
I'm pretty be sure that they are, and I really don't care. I went off to university to study drama and theater, and I was having an amazing time. I made loads of cool friends, yes, even guys, and I realized I've been foolishly stubborn to think they were all bad. Sometimes I even regret it being so hard on Parker and driving him away. He was just a high school kid like me back then, and it wasn't his fault that we lost our pet shop. Soon after graduation, I went back home to attend Ellie's wedding. Her husband seemed a lot more sensible than Dad, and she seemed really happy, and I was happy for them. Later that night, someone rang the doorbell, and I was shocked when I opened the door.
Hello, Skylar.
Standing outside was Parker. Hi, what are you doing here?
I've been in touch with Ellie. She said you were coming back for her wedding. I really wanted to talk to you.
I stepped out onto the porch, and he said something completely unexpected.
You know, I never forgot about that burn scar on your back.
My scar? That's what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've never stopped thinking about how you saw yourself with it, or how painful it must be for you. I found an amazing skin surgeon, and he can fix it, Skylar. And if you agree to go for it, I'd like to pay for the surgery.
But why are you doing this?
I swear I'm only doing it as a friend. I know I let you down all those years ago, and now that I can make some decisions on my own, I want to do this.
I stopped being mad at you a long time ago, Parker. You don't have to do this.
I want to. Please don't say no.
After a lot of thinking, I agreed. I underwent the surgery a week later, and when I woke up, Parker was by my side, smiling.
The doctor said it went great.
I can't thank you enough, Parker. I really owe you.
No, you don't. Well, I'll accept a cup of coffee.
It's a date?
Is it?
Maybe. I sat up in bed and pulled Parker towards me in a hug. Hi, I'm Alva from Sweden, and I have an incredibly rare genetic mutation that causes my aging process to be much slower than normal. Like when I was 6 years old, I looked like a dumb 2-year-old toddler, which made people treat me like one, and things got even worse as a teenager. But to hear the rest of my story, please like and subscribe. Because of my condition, my parents decided to homeschool me till I was a bit older. I only got to hang out with other kids at the playground, and I'd get picked on all the time because I looked so much smaller than everybody.
Welcome, dwarfs. To her, we're giants.
Even once, when I was about 8 years old, I was playing on the slides in the park when a worried-looking woman came running over to me.
Sweetie, are you lost?
No?
Oh, poor baby, probably can't understand a thing. You must be so scared.
Do I look scared? And I'm not a baby. But she wasn't even listening to me. She just pulled out her phone and called the police.
We have a missing child here, officer. Please help her find her mommy and daddy.
Despite my protests, the policeman still lifted me into a stroller, took me to the station, and started taking pictures of me for missing child posters.
Oh my god, I know my parents' number and address!
I live right across the street from the playground, and you guys kidnapped me! That was just one of the countless times my parents had to go to the police station to explain and bring me home. It only temporarily stopped when I joined school in the 7th grade. The minute I walked into the classroom, a girl elbowed me roughly and said,
Oh, little one, who are you looking for? Or are you lost?
"Oh, if only I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't need to be in the school with dumb people like you." And with that, I pushed her aside and took my seat. When I did all the math problems correctly in the first lesson, the teacher called me over looking all starstruck.
Wow, Alva, you're a genius.
Thanks, but why?
Because you solved these algebra problems meant for 12-year-olds.
But I am 12 years old. The teacher just giggled. And then did something I hate. She grabbed my hoodie and lifted me like I was a little kid.
Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Yes, you definitely have the mind of a 12-year-old.
No matter how many times I said it, no one believed that I was actually 12. They'd rather believe I was some kind of baby genius who'd been bumped up a few grades. After trying really hard, finally, I gave in and let everyone believe I was super smart. Even so, this didn't really help me become popular or make friends, though. Jessica, the meanest girl in class, wasn't too happy because everyone thought I was the smartest, and she made sure everyone constantly made fun of me.
Oh, my butt looks so huge. Are you wearing a diaper? What kind of language is that book in? Goo goo gaga? Is anyone volunteering to lift Alva up to the toilet?
Another time I was eating lunch by myself when Jessica suddenly stopped by my table.
Oh, how is the baby going to eat all that with her little baby teeth?
Why are you this way, Jessica? What do you mean? I mean, why are you so awful to me? You're the most popular girl in class.
Yeah, I know. But before you showed up out of nowhere, I was the smartest too.
Fine, you're the prettiest and the smartest girl in the world. Can you leave me alone now, please?
Sure, but let me mash everything for the little baby to eat first.
And with that, she started pounding my food with her fist. OMG, you are such a psycho! I picked up the smushed piece of cake and flung it at her face. She picked up my glass of juice and dunked it on my head. My battle with the big bully happened. And before we knew it, everybody joined in for fun and a full-scale food fight had broken out. We both got detention, and after that day I found a corner in the little playpen for the kindergarten kids and basically had lunch there by myself for the next 3 years. Until one day, Isak came and sat next to me. Isak had just joined our class a few weeks ago and he was a total babe. With all the popular girls drooling all over him, I was sure he wouldn't notice someone like me, which is why I was pretty shocked to find him here.
Why do you always have lunch alone?
Is this your first time in high school? Of course, I don't expect someone like you to get it. He took my hand and looked deep into my eyes.
I don't understand why there's such an adorable girl in this high school.
I was so annoyed at how fast that made my heart beat. After that, Isak and I became really good friends. He'd always sit with me to watch his football games and started coming over to my place for study dates. Since he joined so late, he needed to do a lot of catching up and I was more than happy to help. I hated to admit it, I just had the biggest crush on him. The annual spring dance was around the corner and it was all anyone could talk about at school. All the girls were yapping nonstop about their dresses and who they'd be going with. Of course, I was hoping Isak would ask me out, but when he didn't, I decided I didn't need to wait around like a sappy Disney princess. I'd ask him out myself. I bought tickets for the opening show of the new Avengers movie. Just as we were about to enter the theater, one of the cinema staff stopped me.
Hey, little girl, you can't go in. That's a PG-13 movie.
I'm almost 16 here! Look at my ID!
We see fake IDs all the time, kid. Sorry, but I can't let you go.
And with that, he pushed me out of line and refused to listen to me anymore. I can't believe this. Let's go then.
Go. I mean, what's the point of wasting both the tickets? We'll still have dinner together, okay?
And just like that, he turned and went inside. I was furious, as I couldn't even go anywhere because he'd driven me here. When he finally came out after 3 hours, he was practically jumping with excitement.
OMG, that was epic! Deadpool is way funnier and cooler than I imagined!
He'd not only watched the movie without me, he'd ruined it for me completely. I thought maybe the rest of the evening would go a little better, but boy was I wrong. At the end of the meal, when the waitress brought us our fortune cookies, they looked over excitedly at Isak to open his and read the little note inside.
Will you be my date for the spring dance, Isak?
He looked up at me in complete shock.
Alva, I don't know how to say this, but no. How could you even think that? You're more like a little sister to me. I've already asked Jessica out. Man, you've really made things awkward.
I felt so utterly crushed and stupid I flung a glass of water in his face. I wish I could become Wolverine to leave 3 scars on your mouth. And with that, I ran out of there and took the bus home. Nobody was more grateful than me when stupid high school ended and I was off to college. It wasn't too far from my town, so my parents could visit me often or come bail me out every time an officer thought I was an underage driver. Gosh, this is the 3rd time this month. Why are you police officers so dumb? Can't you see I have a real license?
She doesn't mean that, officer. Come on, sweetie. Let's go!
My parents always had my back, but no one understood how frustrating it was for me to be treated like a kid all the time until I met Andrew. In my 2nd year at university, I took up a job as a professor's assistant for one of the courses. I knew the other students made fun of me behind my back, but one day they went really overboard. The professor was unexpectedly detained and I was taking the class in his place. As soon as I turned my back to the board, I got hit by a dozen paper balls. I turned around to see everyone snickering. I'm your teacher! Didn't your parents teach you any respect?
You're not our teacher. You can't even reach the top of the board without standing on a stool. Go back to school, loser.
You can't behave this way with me! I want everyone who's responsible to apologize right now!
Or you'll do what? Go crying to your mommy?
I'll fail you in every single assignment. You do remember I grade them, right?
Oh no! I'm scared, Miss Alva. Will you forgive me if I give you a lollipop?
That's it! Get out!
Happy to! Come on, guys, let's go! We don't need to take orders from some high school smarty pants!
And just like that, the whole class walked out. I tried to keep my cool, but when everyone had left, I burst into angry tears. Just then, I felt a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I looked up to see that it was Andrew, one of the students.
I'm really sorry about the way they treated you. I think you're really smart and beautiful.
We became friends, and soon after we started dating. He was just the sweetest guy, and even though he looked much older than me, he was never ashamed to hold my hand in public, even if it got us weird looks. A few weeks later, I had an internship interview in another city, and Andrew offered to see me off at the airport. Just as I was leaving, he took my hand.
Good luck, babe. I hope you get it, but I'll really miss you.
And with that, he pulled me in for our first kiss. My head was still spinning with joy, and finally I saw a few policemen walking towards us.
Sir, please move away from the kid!
What's the problem, officer?
We've recently had many reports of a gang kidnapping young girls, and you need to come down to the station with us to answer a few questions.
Wait, what? He's not a kidnapper. He's my boyfriend, and I'm 20 years old. The policeman didn't listen to a word we said, and we were taken down to the station. My parents had to come down again with my birth certificate and baby pictures before they finally let us go. It turned out that the people at the airport had been making videos of the whole thing, and it had gone viral on social media with people saying all sorts of mean things about me and Andrew. And to make things worse, the company I had an interview with wasn't happy that I didn't show up, so I lost the internship too. I was beyond furious now. I took to social media myself and posted a video talking about how I'd always been discriminated against because of the way I looked. The video went viral, and I started receiving a lot of sympathy messages and support. The public pressure made the police issue an official apology, and the company even offered me the internship again. But my condition had really sparked an interest in the public, and I was being invited to tons of TV and online interviews. All everyone wanted to know was the secret of my youth. Soon enough, I realized that people envied me. One morning, I picked up the local newspaper from the door and was horrified to see my face splashed across the front page with the headline, "Girl Discovers Secret to Eternal Youth."
Babe, come here and look outside the window.
To my shock, there was a massive crowd of people outside our apartment building, and the minute they spotted me in the window, they started screaming.
Have you discovered the Fountain of Youth? Tell us where it is.
What do you eat to look so young? I'll pay anything for it.
With your anti-aging formula for youthful skin, we can become millionaires. Come work for our skincare company.
This was complete madness, and I had to put an end to it. I opened the window and everybody became quiet to hear what I had to say. Listen, there is no secret. It's a condition I've always had, and it's not a blessing. I've never had anyone take me seriously my whole life. I spent all of high school being bullied. My message to everyone is that we all need to learn to be happy in our own skins and accept everyone as they are. Thankfully, the message spread far and wide, and people didn't bother me again. But I still became pretty famous and was regularly called for talks on self-acceptance and against bullying. I'm married to Andrew now, and we have 2 young kids, and secretly I really don't mind at all when someone says I don't look like a mom.
Hi, I'm Julia. I live in France. And I'm the girl with the perfect life, curious about what perfect means. Let's stick around to find out. By the way, please like and subscribe for Mila Avatar. I grew up in a well-off family. My dad is a successful entrepreneur. Every venture he started turned into a gold mine. My mom is an international artist. In my parents' eyes, I'm a diamond ring, and they spoiled me endlessly. Anything I touched, my dad would buy for me. On my 10th birthday, I asked my dad if I could start ballet lessons, and he built a huge dance studio in our backyard. My friends were jealous when they saw it.
Oh, Dad, you're the most awesome person alive!
I only did a small thing for my treasure. And remember the doctor's advice, sweetheart. Don't get overexcited.
Yep, I get worse when I worry or get too joyful. Overall, my life is perfect, and every kid dreams of being me. But as I grew up, things started to change. Dad was often busy at the company and rarely came home, and Mom was touring everywhere. We didn't spend much time together, and I was also busy with my own life. At least we still had our annual family vacation on my birthday. I'm really eager to go to China for my 18th birthday. It's wrong to count your chickens before they hatch. My parents' decision ruined everything.
Julia, your mom and I have decided to separate.
What? Separate? But why?
Baby, we're getting a divorce.
Are you serious, Mom? Dad?
We felt stuck in a hole for a long time.
Are you saying we're not a happy family? I've owned every collection before they were even released. You have fame, and Dad has mansions and a private yacht. We have an amazing life. We are happy people.
We're not happy together. We don't want to continue like this forever. It's better for us to separate now.
No way! I'll do whatever it takes to stop this!
Sorry, Julia, but it doesn't depend on you. Your dad and I need to free each other. Don't you feel like you're being selfish, only wanting to keep all the good things for yourself?
I got mad, threw a vase, ran to my room, and slammed the door. A few weeks later, Mom moved out and they officially divorced. The days that followed were the worst of my life. I imprisoned myself in my room and cried. It was such a crisis for a fragile soul like me. I overthought ways to reverse everything, but my plans soon went down the cliff when Dad told me that. He is dating a woman and wants me to meet her at dinner tonight. Of course, I hate it, but I don't want to make Dad sad. I have no choice. I arrived at the meeting point and saw my dad standing side by side with an elegant lady and a girl.
You must be Julia. I'm Kayla. Your dad has told me so much about you.
Oh, thank God, my father just talked about you to me this morning. You know, he has a wife and I don't think he should have a girlfriend. No, I must call you a home.
Homewrecker?
Haha, Julia just wants to make everyone laugh. She's so talkative.
Right! Laugh every moment you can because your time dating my dad won't last long.
Enough! Julia!
Never mind, Dad. I find her quite interesting. By the way, I'm Doris. It's nice to meet you. Why don't we go out and have some fun?
Wait! Did this girl just call my dad Dad? Jerk! I follow her to see what stupid things she will do.
She showed me around, and everywhere was filled with her awards. Even while sitting in the living room, my dad couldn't stop talking about Doris's perfection, which drove me crazy.
Doris is not only academically talented, but also an amazing ballet dancer. Julia, you should also hear Doris sing. Her voice is like an angel.
Thanks, Dad. Lame! Sounds good, but I don't care. Everyone's a singer these days, and I'm a perfect dancer, by the way.
To prove it, I got up from the chair and showed off my acrobatic skills. Unexpectedly, I lost my balance and fell hard on the floor. Dad rushed to help me, and I was so embarrassed. A few days later, things got even worse when I encountered Doris in the hallway.
Are you daring to tail me?
No. Our dad just enrolled me at your school. By the way, how's your arm? You took quite a fall. I used to be a gymnast, so if you want, I can give you some tips to recover quicker.
Oh, that's kind of you, but it's none of your business. Besides, he's my dad, not our dad. You might fool everyone with your pretty face, but I won't be fooled. Witchy!
I walked away before she could respond. I was really annoyed that everyone around seemed to admire her. The girls praising her style, and the guys were fighting each other to talk to her.
Look at her, trying to slay as much as possible. I just want to rush in and scratch that dirty face.
I understand your feeling. I hate home wreckers, but I think you're giving her more attention than she deserves. Julia, you're so much more beautiful and intelligent than she is.
Amber's right. I'm so much more perfect than she is, and I'm rich. Why can't I snatch her spotlight? Everything would have been fine if I hadn't walked by the dance studio and inadvertently overheard her conversation with another girl.
She'd better have good manners. I mean, it's not my fault if her parents don't want to live together, right?
Right, she's such a weirdo, but you're really gorgeous. Where do you get your hair done? Give me the stylist's number.
Doris is laughing. I have to show her who I really am. The next day, in our swimming class, I gave Doris the friendliest smile. She seemed confused until she opened her bag and a bunch of cockroaches spilled out. Doris jumped up and bumped into the guy next to her, and they both fell into the pool. I couldn't stop laughing. Another time, in basketball class, I swapped Doris's clothes with a medieval outfit, and she walked out looking like a ridiculous clown. Everyone rushed over to comfort her while I stood in the corner laughing my head off. Suddenly, Amber leaned in close to me.
It's you?
Yep. Doris looked like a rat just crawled out of the sewer. Smart move, right?
No, Julia, it's bullying. It's not the right way to get revenge on someone.
You mean my pranks are still too gentle? Okay, I'll need to step up my game with harsher ones to dump her and her mom from my family life, so my mom will come back.
It's impossible, Julia. Doris and her mom are not the cause. The issues are with your mom and dad.
Shut up! Oh, I forgot. Your mom witnessed firsthand her husband with another woman in their bedroom. You know my dad isn't cheating like that?
The moment I said it, I regretted it immediately. I was stunned to see a group of people standing behind, eavesdropping. Amber was shocked and shouted,
You're the cruel witch! That night, my mood was at rock bottom, so I went home early. But when I came through the door, I saw Kayla sneaking around talking to someone on the phone. I went closer to eavesdrop on their conversation. Suddenly my phone rang, and Kayla immediately hung up and turned to look at me with a confused expression.
Hey, sweetie, why are you back home so soon?
You, stop calling me that! Where's my dad?
I don't know. Maybe he has an appointment.
She quickly passed by me to leave, and a bunch of money accidentally fell out of her handbag. She seemed panicked, hurriedly stuffing it back into her bag before leaving in a rush. Why does she act so weird? Afterwards, I went out for dinner with Dad. I couldn't hide my suspicions about his girlfriend, so I asked him,
Does Kayla know the safes combination?
What? Why do you ask me that?
Dad, don't you think she might have fallen for you because of the money? I tried to look up information about her, but found nothing. What if she's a scammer, spy, or something like that?
No way you're overthinking, Julia. She loves me and we're happy together.
Those words made my heart split apart. The next day, when I walked into class, I saw Amber sitting next to Doris. I walked over and slammed my book down on the desk.
Are you trying to get back at me by hanging out with that witch's daughter? I thought you hated her! Bestie!
No, Julia, you're the only one who hates her. I hate you! And Doris feels the same!
No, Julia. I'm sure you didn't mean it like that. Why don't you join us? I think we can work things out.
Freak! Don't act like you're an angel! You're so fake!
Don't care about her, Doris. Making her understand this is as hard as getting a duck to dance.
Haha, you're just a duck quack! Quack! I'll show you who you're messing with.
I pushed Amber and she fell to the ground. Doris rushed to help her. At that moment, the teacher walked in and called me a troublemaker, punishing me to stand in the hallway. After that, I often bullied classmates, skipped classes, and failed subjects. My parents put me in a reform school, but eventually they gave up. My hatred for them grew stronger, and I decided to get revenge on Doris. The perfect opportunity came when my dad organized a birthday party for Doris. I had a chance to humiliate her. That night when the party started, I saw Kayla sneaking out to the backyard and talking to someone mysterious. I moved closer to listen to their conversation, my heart pounding as if it was going to burst out.
I said don't come here.
You didn't answer the phone. I need to make sure that both you and Doris are okay.
We're better than ever. You came here for the money, didn't you? Here it is.
Thanks, by the way. I just want to say secrets are no longer secrets when two people know them.
I have no other choice. I don't want anyone to find out who I really am. So, take this money and keep your idiot mouth shut.
The mysterious guy jumped through the wall in an instant. Kayla turned around, and when she saw me behind her, she accidentally dropped the glass. Her face went pale.
I was right! You and Doris are the scammers!
Julia, it's not what you think.
Really? Or maybe a super thief or a wanted criminal. I will expose the dirty faces of both of you.
Kayla tried to stop me, but I ran inside and straight to the main stage. I turned off the music and plugged in my phone. As the man's voice started playing, Doris suddenly began to tremble. At that moment, Dad rushed over and grabbed my phone, throwing it down to the floor.
Dad, why did you do that?
I'm going crazy from your ridiculous pranks.
Ridiculous? Oh my God, these two have deceived you. She gave money to a stranger to keep some terrible secret. Dad, you've been fooled by these witches.
No, because I know the truth. The money you're talking about belongs to Kayla, not me.
And Dad told me everything. Kayla had lived in hell while married to a thug, and Doris is their daughter.
I didn't want my daughter to live in a toxic environment for even one more second. So, one day, when my daughter was 3 years old, I stole money from my ex-husband and ran away with Doris. We changed our names, and things started to get better, but I was always afraid that Doris's father might find us one day. The man you saw is someone I hired to protect us.
But Mom, you told me that Dad was a police officer and that he passed away before I was born.
Sorry, Doris. I don't want to mention that bastard.
Haha, what a birthday surprise. Thanks, Julia. You've succeeded in ruining my party and even my family. Are you happy now?
Doris, I don't know.
I tried to be kind because I saw you were hurting from your parents' divorce. But now I realize you only wanted to get revenge on me. It's awful, and I don't want to see your face anymore.
I felt very ashamed. Doris cried and ran to her room. I wanted to apologize, but my dad kicked me out of the house. That night, I wandered the streets, reflecting on how selfish I'd been and how blinded I was to place all the blame on Doris. It's the first time in my life I've felt this kind of regret and guilt. The next morning, Dad sadly told me that Doris and Kayla had gone to the airport to leave for London. I rushed to the airport to find them.
What are you doing here?
I don't want you to leave. Listen, Doris, I was selfish and jealous. I thought you came to take everything from me. My dad, my best friend, my life. You were right. I was truly selfish.
You know, we've moved around a lot, and I didn't have any siblings or friends. I was genuinely excited to think that I finally had a stable place and a family. I wasn't trying to steal anything from you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Can we become a family?
Are you serious?
Yes, it's all from the heart. And we went back home.
The next day, I went to Amber's house to apologize to her.
Amber, I'm so sorry. I was a terrible friend. I hurt you when you were trying to help me do the right thing.
Amber smiled and walked toward me.
I'm not holding a grudge. Why don't we go on a trip to China?